Hello everyone, welcome back. So the great product manager one. Okay, today we're going to demystify one of the most critical and often misunderstood roles in any tech company. The product, the great, the one and only, the product manager. Whether you're looking to hire your first PM or more likely acting as the PM yourself, understanding what makes a product manager truly great is essential to build a successful company. This isn't just a job title, it's a mindset. To be honest, it is a mindset. Come on now. Y'all looking at the money. That's all you are doing. Because you're broke, you're poor. Your mentality is poor as well. You are broke and poor. So, looking at the man, see him driving a nice car, whatever, walking confident, but you missing the point here. The point is not all that you see, but what you don't see. So let's start by clearing up a common misconception first. The product manager is not the CEO of the product, but they're not the boss, but they dealing they with the product the most. They the man that in charge of the product. So the real mission is to solve a user problem in a way that creates value for the business. That's that's the only mission that they really care about. Okay, that's their real mission right there. So a great PM lives at the intersection of three circles: user experience, okay, UX, yeah, right here, technology, and business. Because if you ain't making money, it could be nice looking. You know what I mean? Like user can be like, oh, amazed. Oh, it's such a cool gadget, such a cool thing. But then you ain't making no money out of it. So what's the point? So then obviously their job is to be the voice of the user. That means understand the technical constraints and ensure that the work aligns with the company's strategic goals. Because otherwise, you can't be up here pleasing people, right? You understand the pain, but does that align with the company's strategic goals or not? So that's the man job. He understands you, but also he has to align you, with whatever is going on in the company. So in this company called strategy. So it's a constant, delicate balancing act. So let's get into it. First thing first, responsibility. Okay. The, I guess responsibility defines success. Okay. If you're a responsible human being, inevitably things will happen. Inevitably, that could be considered success because success is different for everyone. Let's admit that. Okay, so it's just a perspective. So, the first and most important responsibility of a great PM is to define what success actually means. All right, so this is a crucial distinction. They are not responsible for shipping features, but they are responsible for achieving outcomes. So, if you ever seen a manager, obviously, it looks pretty much like a twat. Okay, you look at him, 100% twats coming in your mind. Okay, that's what's up. But then you see that things happens because you know of his presence, because of the way he speaks, because of the way he interacts with people and all that stuff. So You can understand that it's a lot more than that. Okay, it's not just your personal opinion. So their responsibility is to achieve outcomes. So if the outcomes says this needs to be done, his job is to make sure it's gonna get done. And what are the techniques and the ways he's gonna use? That's up to him. But that's what it is. If he's responsible to get stuff done, he's gonna get it done. Okay. A weak PM will say, my goal is to ship the new dashboard. But a great PM will say, my goal is to increase user engagement by 15%. So the the great PM obviously is again focused on the user, and the one that's just delivering a product, it's just a seat filler, okay, wasting everyone's time. Anyway, create a roadmap. Responsibility to create the roadmap. So the once success is defined, okay, the PM next job is to create a product roadmap. This is the plan for how the team will achieve those goals, right? And obviously, a great roadmap is not a list of features somebody thought was cool. Let's just add this. Oh, this looks cool. It's like you buy you shopping with somebody else's money. I don't know if you ever did that, but when somebody else paying, you kind of throw stuff in the basket just like that. I can get one of these. I can get one of that. Can you know? So no, that's not how it goes. But instead, it's to be well, basically, it's a series of strategic bets, okay, backed by evidence. So, because why does this bets? Because you can never really be sure of things and be like, that's all, this is gonna happen. But you can bet, definitely. But it's a strategic bet because you got something going on. Okay, you got strategy, and you kind of you have intuition that that's gonna happen because you can never really be 100% sure walking around and guiding people with an iron fist, being like, oh, this is gonna happen, turning into Putin. Okay, no, we're not turning Putin number two, right? But you're trying to just play strategic bets basically because you got a strategy, you got evidence, you know what's going on. So like I think that's what's gonna happen. All right. So the PM's job is to be a data detective, basically combining quantitative data from analytics with qualitative insights from talking to real users. Okay. So that's a subtle combination right there. Okay, because talking with real users means feedback, and then you got the numbers in front of you. So it's like, okay, that makes sense, and that's what's gonna be. And then this evidence-driven approach is what separates a roadmap that works from a wish list that goes nowhere. Okay, because you're looking at the facts, and you're like, okay, this happened, this guy says this guy said that. Obviously, you put two and two together, and you kind of place some bets. It's like, okay, it's probably gonna happen like that. It's gonna happen like that, and you create a roadmap, and everybody should follow. Now, that doesn't mean it's 100% like that. But there definitely is gonna be some changes. It's gonna be some, in, things that you haven't, that hadn't calculated another, and it just come up out of nowhere. But or some people are just against you. Yeah, let's just not forget about the team that you are trying to have under control because people always turn into assholes. Okay, because if they will all work towards the same goal and have the same principles, now things will be so smooth. But some of them have they want your job. They're just looking at the car. They're looking at the nice lady. They forget about all the work you put it in. They're just like, oh, I can do this better, you know. So yeah, they kind of stop you from, even if you put a nice roadmap in front of them and you say, bro, you need to get from point A to point B. That's all you have to do. They will do whatever the fuck else but go into point B. Because that's what people do. But then that doesn't mean your roadmap is not clean. So your job is to put a roadmap in front of them that for whoever follows it will have the expected result. So yeah, but obviously it's anchored into something. It's not just a wish list. Okay, this is not Santa Claus. We writing a letter. So okay, let's see the next one. So the third responsibility that a PM has is lead through influence. Now this is what separates the good from the great, because you've probably seen a lot of good PMs, but yeah, they get the job done. But the way they work, that's the result. The result is gonna be pretty much the same. They put up a good job. What do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna get paid, of course you're gonna get paid, but it's gonna stagnate. It's gonna reach a ceiling. So when you're working, if you're trying to, if you obviously if you race to be in the race and you don't the race to win, might just sleep. Just stay home and sleep because I don't know what you're doing with your life. To be honest, okay. So the point is not to be good; it's to be great. Okay, that's what's the point. So this is what um, a product manager uh, should be like. Okay, greed, uh, not greed, not greedy, but great. Product manager has no formal authority. They can't order an engineer to write code or a designer to create a mock-up. But the only power is the power of influence. Okay, because this is not Russia again. We're not. This is not Putin we're talking about. Okay, we're not using, I don't know, we're forcing people in doing things because you got stuff going on. People are assholes. They turn into assholes. That's a given. You don't have to worry about that. You can bet your money on that. And it could be your brother. Your fucking brother is gonna turn into an asshole. I promise you that. So it's not about that. It's about you didn't consider that. So how do you get the stuff done anyway? How? Because you need to get the stuff done. So then what you have to do obviously is use your influence power or your influencing power. Your power of influencing others. So a great PM builds deep trust with their team. Okay. So how do you influence them? You trust them, obviously. You build trust. You connect with them. You don't just squeeze them. You're not like, oh, do you see this contract? This is your contract. I'm gonna throw it in the bin. I'm gonna fire you. Hey, shouting, some people act like they are dads. I've seen managers that they were shouting at people literally like they were parents. Like they are, you know what I mean? Like what the fuck? These are grown ass people we're talking about here. Anyway, so they use clear communication obviously and compelling data to persuade everyone that the vision and the hello keyword persuade, okay, that the vision and the roadmap are the right way forward. They aren't a manager, obviously. They are a leader who creates alignment and inspires their team to do their best work. Now, what is the most important uh, attribute of a leader? Hello, anyone there? vision. Okay, so that's what a leader has, vision. So if the man has a vision, he has the data, he has a plan. Well, obviously, you have to trust the man because the man knows what he's doing. If you're up here trying, you think you can do better, then you should be doing a different job because you shouldn't be in this team. So I guess the problem with this unsubordination and people that don't understand leadership is is that there will never be a leader. First of all, they don't have the skills of being a leader because if you have the skills of being a leader, you're not bothered of somebody else leading since you know what needs to be done. Does that make any sense? So it's like driving a car. Somebody drives a car and you see that knows how to drive a car. Do you really need to drive that car yourself? Not really, because you kind of like see that the man is doing the right thing, so you're gonna get to the destination anyway. So that's the whole idea. Like the point is not to always be in a competition with the others or trying to undermine their authority, but getting to the destination. So if the vision is clear, man's laying it down. All you have to do is just follow to the plan, right? So, but try to explain that to many idiots. All right. So the way, obviously, let's just move on. Basically, yeah, they just a leader who creates an alignment and inspire the team to do the best. That's I guess you know the best is all you can do. But is that really the best? Yeah, ask yourself this question: are you really trying your best, or is it just to say, "Oh, I've tried my best"? If that would be your best, and you failed, then I don't know. You probably didn't try your best. Okay, so I guess to wrap it up, right? The founder's role, you know, you should ask yourself. So why does this all matter to you as a founder, right? Because in the early days of your startups, this is your job. Okay, you are the product manager. Okay, there ain't nobody in there. So you are the first product manager if you think about it. So you are the one who must define success. You are the one who must talk to users, build the first roadmap, and who, must relay your first hires around a compelling vision. So you see how much this video makes sense now. Because learning the principle of great product management, yeah, isn't just about preparing to hire someone for the role, because you're probably not going to afford that. But it's about doing the most important job in your company correctly. So that is why you first probably jumped in the car. Again, we go with driving. So you probably you've been doing a lot of backseat driving and looking, just sitting on the next chair. But while you were doing it, you've seen how driving is going, right? So you learned somehow you learned. You had to learn. So the moment you did it yourself, obviously you learned a little bit more. But you had some ideas. You had you had a clear idea like which one is the first gear, and how you brake a car. Like how you push a brake, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like you have to start doing yourself, obviously, and learn these things however you can before you even get to the point to afford people that will do that for you. So before you afford a driver, right, you learn drive yourself. Maybe one day you have the kind of money and you will afford a chauffeur. But until then, at least least thing you can do is to learn to drive yourself. So yeah, most important job and the company correctly in your company, is to do the PM, the product manager, from the very beginning. That's the prompt. That's the prompt. Yeah, put it in the NI. All right. Thank you very much for listening.